Giving well-earned acclaim to Jelltur for his feat, the group took their time harvesting scales and teeth from the dragon, seeking out the dragon's treasure, and locating Bezzet's notebook hidden in the floor of the rowboat. While collecting scales, Scratch commented how his daughter would love to have one for her own, drawing a great deal of interest from Piper. After shoving off into the underground lake, the party found a current that led to a river behind the waterfall thanks to Jelltur's ingenuity, which was curiously explained to Piper by a mysterious voice the others did not hear. The river's current ripped the boat quickly through the hidden tunnels, exiting the mountains at the crest of a waterfall that smashed Piper against the rocks below, knocking her unconscious and almost drowning her. Scratch, drawing out the stone marked with the sigil of Munara, pressed it to Piper's chest, calling upon his goddess to heal her.
I just wring out my hair. You know, I don't mind getting wet, but usually not like that.
What does that mean?
I'll tell you when you're older, darling. Wait, how old are you exactly?
16!
Yeah, I'll tell you when you're older.
You can count that high?
What's counting?
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He continues until 16 and then continues after that.
I am very proud of you, Kreg.
Thanks.
I just kind of shoot Jelltur a look like, really?
What happened? I stopped paying attention after like
How old are you, Jelltur?
30.
I'm about 25.
Yeah, happens if to be like the 2nd century, so I'm very much so very young.
I'm just standing on the side, dripping.
I'd assume by the time Kreg gets to 30, you're not dripping as much.
Yeah, we have definitely taken some time and dried off. Is
Sid
everybody
has gathered
else...
some firewood and started throwing it in a pile.
Everybody else is okay, though?
Yeah, more or less.
I mean, I'm fine. You seem to be in a lot of pain.
Yeah.
I've definitely had better days.
Haven't
I've
we
also
all?
had worse, but yeah.
You've got worse days than fighting a dragon. Okay.
Yes and no. Yes and no is what I will answer to that one.
Best day I've had in a while. Kreg starts playing with his new toy.
I guess
Which
we're
one?
gonna...
Yeah, I know, he's an armory now, but literally no, the throwing rapier and everything, and he, like, figuring out, like, cool new ways to, like, flick it and stuff.
I guess we're going to make camp and rest.
Well, the moon is beginning to rise,
So yes.
and the last sliver of sunlight is just disappearing over the horizon.
We're also very hurt, so we probably should.
Yeah. Brian, you
Yeah,
said I found some boots.
Yes, you did find some boots.
Also, fix yourself, I'm only 10 HP down.
Yes,
Fought a
because you
dragon
could-
barely injured? Jelltur the Dragon Slayer, indeed!
Right?
I had a party to take most of the hits for me because my entire
Yes, you
party's
did.
my entire party's all frontliners.
Also, everyone, Kreg has all these, claws and fangs and stuff like that, just so we don't forget about that to either sell it or use it for something.
Oh no, I have a scale that I'm very excited to, you know, when you go talk around to the other men, other ladies, be like, by the way, we fought a dragon, here's proof.
I specifically don't have any scales or claws.
Don't worry, darling. Sid and I will certainly make sure that your deed is known.
Did you have fun, Sebastian?
The lemur is soaking wet and just turns and looks at you. Reaches for a pit and he doesn't have one to drop on your head.
He's had fun.
Can you describe the boots for me?
Yes, I can. They are brown. They are like trimmed with gold, but not like gaudy, just kind of like brassy, goldy colors.
Not
And
tacky.
they're... What was that? Not tacky.
tacky.
And they have little, like around where the ankle would be, just a little poof of looks like fur, but as you touch it, you realize it's plumage.
That sounds magical to me.
That
Alright,
does
well.
sound magical.
I put them on my feet.
All right, they require attunement.
We're
Do-
all
do
resting,
you
so I
want-
guess I'll attune to them.
That
for
is
tonight.
true.
All right, so after about an hour, you attune to them, and the plumage begins to form into a pair of wings on either ankle.
Ooh, we can fly now, I feel.
These are indeed winged boots.
Yeah.
While you wear these boots, you have a flying speed equal to your walking speed. You can use the boots for up to 4 hours, all at once or in several shorter flights, each one using a minimum of 1 minute from the duration. If you are flying when the duration expires, you descend at a rate of 30 feet per round until you land. The boots regain 2 hours of flying capability for every 12 hours they aren't in use.
Okay.
Nice.
So, these boots are nice. I can fly now.
Ooh.
I will certainly have to add that into your tale about how you can fly to the rescue.
Saving all the damsels!
Mm-hmm.
We literally got this as a reward for killing the dragon.
I know. It makes it even better. That completely despondent sigh is what I live for.
Oh, is that what
So
you
it took
look for, huh?
Jelltur an hour to attune to those. What were the rest of you doing in that hour? Pestering someone with questions, maybe?
Yeah. So, Scratch,
Yes.
you mentioned your kids before.
Yes.
You said their names were Skill and Mark, I think it was. What are they like? What do they do for fun? Because, we can find them souvenirs on our way back. And we want to get them something that they would like. Well, at least I would.
Scale is my little hunter. She likes souvenirs from important hunts, things that have meaning, or from a particularly special hunt. Like from her first hunt, she kept the rabbit's foot. It's special, showing you brought down a powerful creature.
And Mark?
He's a bit more grown up. He's trying to find his place in the tribe. He's following his mother's footsteps now. He started learning more about our religion and ways of worship.
They just sound so adorable. Just out of curiosity, how old are they? Like, did you leave your wife home with babies? Like, do we need to get you home as soon as possible?
I mean, I would certainly love to get home as soon as we can, but no, Mark is 5 and Scale is 3.
Piper just kind of pauses and processes. That, I'm going to guess that Katzen age differently? I mean, how old are you?
I'm 9.
I just kind of smile and nod. That makes sense somehow. Cats and age differently. Okay.
Brian, did that work out the way you wanted it to?
That's amazing. Katzen Scratch is the youngest person there, and he's the only fucking adult.
Well, wait, what do you mean?
Yeah.
How dare? So, Scratch, can you translate from 9 years in your people's time to human years? Or is that...
It's probably like, 27?
I'm still older than you.
Oh, so you're closer to my age, married and with kids. So, what is your wife like?
Her name is Nyabi. She's a healer, a shaman of the tribe.
So, how'd you guys meet?
Well, we worked together in the church, and we got closer that way.
So, it wasn't like a love at first sight kind of thing. It took time getting to know each other, not like an instant knowing that person over there, that she is the one.
I mean, yes, it took time. We spent time together, and...
So, how did you go from being colleagues and working together to something more... to being more romantic? How did you win her over?
I mean, it was there was no one particular thing. We just grew closer together.
So, I guess the next question would be, so how'd you pop the question?
Oh, you mean how she asked me to marry her?
She asked you?
Yes. She asked me to join her on a hunt. We learned how we move together, work together without words. And we were satisfied with each other, and we were wed under the eye of Munara. You call it the new moon, I believe?
And you can just see, I have my chin on my hands, and, like, my tail is just swishing back and forth, like, that's actually kind of a lovely story, and a lot more simple than some others.
Oh. Well, what about you? How's your family?
Well, I don't really talk to them. I haven't seen them in years, actually.
Yes. Are they still alive?
As far as I know.
You don't see them anymore?
No. They,
Why would you never?
It's kind of complicated with them. They weren't really a fan of who I was. Or what I was. So.
How could that happen?
I did not meet their expectations, so they kicked me out when I was about 10. It just was their way. I was a disappointment to them, so. That's all.
Scratch just has this look on his face.
I mean, you don't need to be upset. I ended up meeting some wonderful people and starting to make a name for myself and learning a lot more about the world.
But still,
So-
how could a family ever throw someone out?
Well, if you ever... Should you ever have the misfortune of meeting my mother, you can certainly ask her, but I don't really recommend it.
I most certainly will.
That wasn't fucking menacing at all.
I just put my hand on his arm and just kind of do like a little like reassuring pat. Scratch, she's not worth your energy. Really, don't worry about it. Okay? I feel that rage. I don't know what to do with it. Like, seriously though, it's fine. So I guess we should probably set watch and rest.
Yes.
So what's the watch order?
I'll take first watch.
Alright.
I'll take second.
I'll take third.
I guess I'll pull up the rear.
Piper gets the last watch because she was completely out.
Yeah, so
You're at 2 hit points.
Craig can take watch with Piper if someone wants her, like, protected.
Yeah, I'll probably do that.
That sounds
actually.
like a smart plan.
And Sid will take first watch with Jelltur.
Works for me.
So Sid and Jelltur, you get ready for your evening. Just a quick perception check.
14.
14. The night seems fairly quiet. There's a little rustle of the trees as the wind blows, but being this high up in the mountains, that happens. Sid's just kind of looking at your boots, and every now and then he'll just like flick one of the wings a little bit.
Pretty cool, huh?
Yeah! We don't get to fly like real dragons. That's pretty cool.
Well, I'm not really flying a real dragon. I think a real dragon can fly as long as they want. I can do this for like 3 hours and 59 minutes left.
I don't do time.
I have a very finite amount I can fly. Dragons can do it indefinitely.
I don't do good with words.
Dragons fly forever. I cannot.
Ah! Alright. I'm just jealous of the ability to fly.
That's fair.
They throw us around sometimes with the trapezes.
I don't think that's the same, but learn some magic, you might be able to start flying.
I know magic.
What are you again? You're a ranger? Ranger type?
Just kind of blinks at you. I go hunting.
Yeah, ranger type. Gotcha. I don't know. Maybe look for a scroll. Well, you can't read. Well, maybe one day you could learn to fly, kid. That pat on my shoulder.
I'm going to try.
Just don't try it off any cliffs that will kill you.
Try it off the cliffs that won't kill me. Got it.
Close enough. Yeah, that's just what I'm gonna get.
Alright, so your awkward conversation with Sid goes on for a little while, and then eventually it is time to bed down, and he does that dog thing where he, like, circles a few times and curls up with his, like, wrapped around his own tail. And it becomes Scratch's watch. Scratch.
I'm going to, put a notch on one of the trees and, throw darts at it.
Alright. So you're just playing darts in the middle of the dark in the middle of the night?
I can see.
Go ahead and give me a perception check.
9.
9? It's a peaceful evening. Nice and quiet. Craig's asleep. Sid's asleep. Piper's asleep. It's great. So, just for fun, why don't you roll me a couple attack rolls?
Okay.
A couple of ranged attack rolls.
10.
Alright. And one more.
18.
Alright. So the first couple are a little wide of the notch, and then you hit it and you kind of find your rhythm after that.
So I do that just while I'm sitting there.
Alright. Then after a couple hours, Piper and Kreg, the sound of dun 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 wakes you up.
Scratch, what are you doing? We keep hearing the sound of you. I think you're throwing darts, aren't you?
Oh,
I've
sorry.
woken up in one too many bars that I know the sound of that.
Conveniently, Scratch, you were getting ready to wake them up anyway, so.
Get some rest.
Is it our turn for a watch?
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
Good night. And I just curl up and go to sleep.
Much like how Sid does.
Yep.
I give him the
All
scratch.
the animal people just curled up and asleep around the fire.
And Tutti.
Dude.
A lot of animals here.
Yeah.
And Sebastian.
So many pets. So perception checks, please.
At 17.
That's an 11, 12 for me.
And 12. So Piper is far more alert to the sounds of the creatures in the forest than anyone else has been. You have, you noticed that there was actually a large cat that had been watching, mostly curious at Scratch. But as you notice it, it kind of looks at you and slinks away.
Well, we were being watched, but I don't think he's a problem.
What?
There was a large cat non-person, motion over to Scratch.
Oh, another kitty?
Yes, but not, I don't think quite as, friendly.
There's too
Oh,
many fucking cats in this campaign.
don't worry, we got it. He takes out the very large shield that is a kind of humorously big on him.
We're good, darling. We're okay.
Okay, he puts it back on his back.
Teeters slightly at the weight of the entire armory on his back.
It's literally, you just see a bunch of points sticking in, hilts sticking out of his back and everything. And you're not quite sure how he's still able to balance, but somehow he is.
I don't know where you get all your strength from.
I don't know either. All I know is, I found this belt, super strong. I've been working out though, so that's probably the reason.
Right. Have you really looked at that belt, by the way?
Not really, he starts doing, handstand push-ups.
I was going to say, my viol had a symbol of a goddess on it. I was wondering if your belts possibly had another symbol.
I don't know, and at that point, the loincloth kind of flips up.
Definitely blocking you from being able to investigate further on the belt.
He's just like, oh, I guess being in my orc tribe helped.
Orc tribe?
They were my best friends. They were with me all the time, and Lord... What was his name again?
Bulzabak.
Bulzacock. Anyway.
Oh, fucking hell!
We hated you from the start.
Right? I even said in the one shot.
I know,
He
I
wouldn't
forgot
ever
about
get it
it.
right. But
Oh no.
So you were saying about your orc tribe and your friends?
yeah, they were where I got this great axe from. He pulls out the giant great axe that you met him with.
Did you have the belt when you were with them?
Actually, no. That kind of came later after oh my god, Luck and Tuck are missing.
You just realized it. He legitimately just realized it.
Your friends are missing?
I was with them. We were in the cave. We saw some weird elves.
Weird how? Are they like the elves we've been dealing with?
Oh, they kind of look like, what's his name? The pretty boy. Yeah, kind of looked like him, and then we were running away. We beat them. We kept walking to find all of our friends that we met in a village. I forget what the village was called, but it was on fire by the end. I don't know why, but I don't question things like that.
I feel like you should ask questions, but go on.
So we went down the hall. I heard something. I turned around. I saw this face. It was kind of scary, actually. Like, its mouth open. We started to run. And then I had the belt. And I was not in the cave anymore. I don't know how I got out.
Question
Yeah.
for you. Since you said about the face that you saw, did it look like the face on your belt?
No. It was cool.
Okay.
The face I saw was a woman's face. I don't like to, call women ugly.
But she was ugly.
She was ugly.
Not all of them are pretty.
But they're all pretty on the inside.
I like how you used them, by the way, not us. Them.
She knows she's rocking it. And then I woke up with the belt. I made my list. I put it to a tree. I fell asleep in that tree. Then I met you
and
guys.
then woke up with us. Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
And that's the story of Kreg.
That's a very interesting story, Kreg. Thank you for sharing it with me.
Oh, no problem. I like talking to people.
Yeah.
Luck and Tuck were nice, but they always told me to shut up. I figured that was their way of saying I love you, but they called me a canary. I don't know why.
They called you a what?
A canary. I do not understand why.
Oh.
Hey, Piper, make an intelligence check.
Yeah, please. Just general intelligence? I forgot I have a +3 now.
Yeah, I was gonna say, remember you have your plus.
18.
18. Canaries, caves, you know why.
Oh, I just kind of give him I just kind of give him a hug. You are not the canary, sweetie.
Oh. Okay, thank you. I give her a hug.
Is there anything else you would like to do while you have Kreg to yourself there, Piper?
Not tonight.
So, you're going to be traveling back to the town throughout the day. Sid is going to stop you guys at one point and goes, "Alright, I have to go home now."
Oh.
Okay, Sid.
Right.
You take care, man.
Okay.
I want to
Okay.
give Sid a gift.
What do you give Sid?
I take one of the weapons off my back. I give him a hand axe.
Alright, he takes the hand axe.
Use it
I
in
like
your
this
show. People will love it.
Okay.
I'm going to give him a hug. Hopefully we'll see you soon.
He'll hug you back. I hope to see you soon, too. I don't really get soon, but okay.
Bye.
Take care, Sid. I appreciate the
Yes.
help and keeping our bard alive.
Yes, thank you so much.
Goodbye, Sid. Try to stay alive.
That's what we do all the time. I'm good at that.
Hmm.
And he just like he kind of waves at you guys and begins to scurry through the underbrush.
Oh.
My first question is, are you guys still wearing those cloaks?
Yes.
I think so.
All right.
I will actually trade my cloak for my normal purple one.
All right. So you put yours in a bag.
Yes.
All right.
I like my purple better.
Mine does fit me, right? Despite being
Yeah.
half.
It changes to fit you.
Then yeah, I'm wearing mine still.
So are you still wearing your cloak as well?
I guess so. I had no reason to take it off. Unless I'm
Alright,
hot
let's
and
just check.
sweaty.
I just like
Because
the
as
aesthetic
you're-
better.
Piper switches to hers in the morning, and you guys begin walking. And those of you that are wearing the cloaks, you notice that you're starting to feel kind of cool. Like the cloak isn't keeping you as warm as it had been. It's feeling lighter, thinner.
That's
Does it?
magically.
You look at it, and as you go to like investigate it, as you touch it, like grab it to like pull it and take a look, it just kind of tears and disintegrates, and it starts falling off around you.
Oh.
And any of the weapons that you had from there as well, you investigate them, they begin to break down as well.
Oh, the weapons?
Yes.
Fucking lost all my daggers.
Wait, are you talking even the acid shield?
The acid shield is not a drow weapon. This is all the drow weaponry is beginning to fall apart.
Gotcha. So basically all the +1s we got.
So that means that the armory is gone.
No! Not my throwing rapier! You bastard!
So there goes my other rapier, but that's fine, because mine is still good.
However, Piper,
Hmm?
as you open your bag, your cloak is fine.
I think it has to be with the sunlight that's doing it. Because the dark elves don't normally see the sun.
Oh well. I still got a dagger and a short bow left. Got no ammunition.
Do my darts disintegrate as well?
Unless they are exposed to sunlight,
They are not. They'd be in like a pouch.
then they are fine. Anything that's not exposed to sunlight, if anything is exposed to sunlight for longer than half an hour, it gets destroyed.
Ah.
That was the one thing. The next is, after your day's journey back, the sun is beginning to set. You have been following the river and you see the town in the distance. The bridge that leads across the river to where the town would be has been destroyed. The wall has spikes protruding from it, arrows protruding from it. It has been attacked, and the smoke rises from the town itself.
How far away is that bridge?
From you guys, probably a few hundred feet.
Okay. Can I make a perception check?
Go for it.
And I am going to use the spell that I totally knew about and did not just learn that I had this entire time.
Totally paid attention to your racial feats. Did not forget that you had innate spellcasting. Got it.
So I'm going to focus my eyes and cast Ninth Life. So Ninth Life is a cantrip that I can touch a willing creature and grant them advantage on the next stealth, perception, or acrobatics roll for the next minute. And I'm going to make a perception check at advantage. 14.
14. You don't notice anything. And that's not saying that you're too overwhelmed. It's you don't notice anything. There's silence. There is no movement in the trees. It seems very, very calm.
It's quiet in town.
You do not hear the ringing of the hammer. You do not hear the bustle of crowds.
We should go investigate.
Let's be careful.
So, I've been spending some time with these guys. Who is the least stealthy of the group? Is it Kreg or Piper?
What's your dex?
+2 to dex. So my stealth is +3.
Piper's the problem.
I'm the problem?
No, she is the problem.
Piper is the
Also,
problem.
she has a
Yes.
bad stealth.
That too.
We should be quiet.
And I'm going to touch Piper on the shoulder, and I'm going to cast Ninth Life on her and give her advantage on her next stealth roll.
As you feel the grace of a feline sink into your body, Piper, you suddenly question to yourself, why the fuck hasn't he done this before?
We're going to town, correct?
Yeah.
Can I borrow some arrows from you, Piper?
Yeah. How many do you need?
As many as you can spare. I took all the special arrow. I took all special arrows, and they all fizzled out. I am armed with literally a bow with no arrows and a silver dagger.
So I will give you the full quiver. I still have 17 in my stock.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. All right. So we should go check this out.
Yeah. So we're stuffing in.
Nothing in. So we're rolling stealth, yeah?
Or at least you're choosing to roll stealth.
So let's roll stealth.
Again,
And you get to roll at advantage.
still have to cross that river, but
17 stealth.
17.
That's a
Alright.
solid 16.
17.
So you guys are slinking along the riverbank, kind of circling around the town, hoping to find your way to a drier portion. And you make your way around to where the river pools around into the lake. So you separate from it, and you continue along the wall. And eventually get to the large doors that you had come through the first time.
Mm-hmm.
And you do not see the guards there.
Is it open or closed?
Closed.
So we can't see in town.
No.
So I have a climb speed.
I was waiting for it.
How high up is this wall?
It's only like 30 feet.
Let me go take a look.
I'll fly up to the wall.
So Scratch's claws come out, starts climbing up, and he looks over, and Jelltur's standing on the wall above him.
I continue climbing.
It'd be nice to have a second pair of eyes. Yeah. No. Do I see anything in town? Any people?
You get to the top, and you see a sword pointed at your throat.
Ooh.
You just kind of float there for a second as you look down at the gold elf, who's kind of looking at you. He's like, "You're back." And Gilly pulls the sword away and sheaths it.
Yeah, we're back.
At which point, Scratch comes over the side.
Welcome back. Was it just the two of you who made it?
No, we're all here.
She looks over the side and sees the two of you down there.
Wave.
Kreg is waving, but he knows to be quiet, so he's not yelling.
Bezit didn't make it.
Damn it. Well, Rolf won't be happy about that, and certainly I'm not either, but we have to work with what we can. She goes over to a bundle on the side and throws it off the side of the wall, and a rope ladder just unravels itself down to where Piper and Kreg are. Did you at least get his book?
Yes.
Yeah, and
Very
we will climb up.
Okay, so the two of you climb up. Now, here's the question. Who's going first?
Would you like to go first, Kreg?
Kreg is a gentleman, and he says ladies first.
All right. So I will climb up.
And miraculously spared the view up Craig's loincloth the entire climb up. Piper gets over the wall, and then Kreg does as well. Only to be greeted by Gilly at the top of the wall, who, as soon as you get up, starts pulling the ladder back up.
What happened?
We were attacked in the night. The entire night. We lost a few guards, we lost a few townsfolk, but for the most part, we survived, though another assault like that we are not going to survive.
How's the evacuation going?
The lake turtle is nearing completion, but we're not sure it's going to be ready in time for our departure this evening. We have gotten as many of the townsfolk as possible on board, but we can't have them milling about and getting in the way.
True.
How are the defenses?
You're looking at them.
Oh, that's not good.
No, it's not.
I take out Bezzet's notebook and I hand it to her.
She takes it. Thank you.
Dumb question. Who's currently attacking you guys?
It's no longer just goblins or bugbears. There's been other things. I don't even know names for them.
Oh,
They're
so what's directly
most
the elves?
definitely. Well, the elves were there. They just were bravely leading their army from the rear.
Is that what you call it, huh?
To be perfectly frank, the Gold Elves function in just a similar way, and I never respected that form of leadership either, regardless of who uses it. Though, they had creatures with them this time. Monstrosities. They had to have come from the Underrealm.
None of them had any tentacles on their faces, did they?
No, nothing that had tentacles. These were more chitinous.
Okay.
Do you need me to define the word chitinous?
Please.
I do.
Yes.
Chitin is like that shell that bugs have.
So giant insects?
That's what they looked like. However, in the dark and the torchlight, it was hard to really make out what they were.
No, that's completely fair. Glad.
Several men were ripped in half as they scaled the wall.
Oh, they can just climb the walls, too.
Yes.
Oh, they're like bugs.
It
makes
seems
sense.
that against these kinds of threats, walls are completely useless.
What was useless?
The walls.
Oh, okay.
Who would have thunk a wall doesn't work for protection?
Craig's just like, damn it, and me without my throwing rapier.
Throwing rape.
Don't
No, I'm not
ask.
going to. Not going to. But yes,
Do you have any spare arrows for Jelltur here?
Gil has been supplying us with everything he has, pretty much assuming at this point that the shop is fair game, because he's not going to be able to really use it much longer.
Right. If there's... What can we do to help?
You can report down to Rosita at the ship, see if there's anything that she needs, maybe help evacuate any town members that are still around, check buildings. We need to get them at least to the docks and ready to get on the ship, even if they can't be on the ship as we're loading.
Okay, I'll do building checking then.
I'll go help see what Rosita needs.
It's appreciated, because once the light of the sun vanishes, so will our hope.
Right. We have our jobs. We need to go do them. And I'm gonna...
We gotcha!
As the sun falls, Munara rises, and she will watch over us.
Well, hopefully your gods will be more present than ours. And she gives you a nod.
We break to go do our jobs, right?
Craig goes over to what's his name, and he's just like, my tribe has a saying, beat them until they stop. And then one just walks away.
She kind of looks at you as you walk away. Keep in mind, you're like 2 feet tall.
I know.
She's like 6.5 feet tall.
Yeah.
So you slap her arm, which is basically you like tapping her wrist.
Yeah.
And she just kind of looks at you and goes, he's insane. But I like the way he thinks.
Yep.
Now, does Scratch help the evacuation, or does he help the defenses?
So you would stay with Gilly as, like, watch?
As watch, anything we can do to prepare additional defenses?
As far as preparing defenses are concerned, there's not enough hands to build up defenses and get that ship ready. So they've kind of foregone defenses, especially because the wall's not really doing anything.
Since we can't build defenses, since there's nothing we can do to help defend in this case, we have until nightfall, so we should help with the evacuation, right?
Yeah. Basically arm ourselves, get the evacuation ready, and basically just be the buffer when they break through.
Yeah.
So I actually just rolled for her because Gilly does have Bezzet's book now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
So as you're trying to figure out what to do, Jelltur is flying off towards the houses. Piper, you're climbing down the ladder to go to the ship. Scratch, you're about to leave, and Gilly grabs your arm as you're going. Her face doesn't leave the book, and she goes, "You're fast, yes?"
Yes.
Bezet had a few contingency plans. Would you like to help me with one? And you see this wicked grin spread across her face.
I give a similar grin back at her.
Then let's begin.
So, Kreg, what are you choosing to do?
I'm gonna go to the armory because I'm a little lighter than I remember, so,
Their armory is not going to have anything better than you have. Keep in mind, this is a small town.
So to Gil?
I mean, Gil, again, he
The
has weapons.
Yeah.
He basically is the armory.
Okay. Yeah, basically I go to Gil and I see what I can get. Whatever.
Gil is not there.
Is it?
Gil's house. When you get to the Pampered Hoof,
Yeah.
that door into Gil's house that was never open is wide open. The forge is cold. There's nothing on the wall except anchors. Like everything as far as weapons are concerned, pretty much gone.
Okay.
There are some quivers of arrows, like barrels of arrows, and some quivers that you could fill. There are a few normal weapons that are laying around, but for the most part, it's been picked pretty clean. And if you go inside the house, you find a very spare, like, materials on shelves. You find ingots, you find tools, you find all that stuff. And upstairs, you find a very simple bedroom. There's a bed, there's a wash basin, there's a chamber pot.
Okay.
That's it.
Alright, the simple weapons downstairs, like, any extra hand axes or just...
Yeah, you could grab a couple hand axes, that's not a problem.
Okay, and also...
Is there a certain rapier?
Yeah, that's what
There's not a certain rapier.
Okay, that's what I was curious. Are there any rapiers out of curiosity?
Sure, let's say there's a rapier.
Okay, cool, that's all I needed.
You just wanted to throw in rapier.
That's really all I wanted. I would have been
Throw
nice.
in rapier too.
I would have been... That's literally what I'm calling it.
Throw in rapier too. So, that is what Kreg is doing. He's collecting weapons and whatnot. Would you also like to grab a quiver of arrows for Tiny Human?
Oh, 100%. I was gonna grab as many quivers as I can, and as many arrows as I can. Like, I mean, like, if... Actually, no.
I am picturing, like, every free space on your body is just covered with a quiver.
Yes, but also, Bryan, can I makeshift something? Basically put all the spare arrows into one barrel. Figure out a way to, like, get a strap and just carry the barrel.
Sure. You bring a quiver and then the barrel of arrows on your back.
Yes.
It's like, I didn't know how many fit in here. Here you go.
So I just brought them all.
Yeah. So I just brought them all.
I mean, I use arrows too, so it all works.
So who do we have next? We got Kreg and Scratch.
Okay. So I will go to the docks and just, like...
Alright, you get to the docks and people are everywhere. People are just everywhere, milling about, like they look scared and nervous. They have a lot of their possessions on their backs. And as you're just, like, pushing through the crowd, people are letting you pass, but it's like there's not a lot of room, so you do kind of have to, like, squeeze through people. And you get to the gangplank and you start crossing it. And as you get to the top, there's just a golden dwarf. Just armor-plated. There is no skin visible. Nothing whatsoever. It's just complete metal. Turns and he goes, "Hold up there! Oh! It's you! You're back!" And
Yes.
he reaches up and pulls the helm off. And now the helm, the faceplate looks like it has its own beard. Like a metal beard. Just a solid plate of metal as a beard. He takes this off.
It's like boob armor, but with for a beard.
It's like boob armor, but for dwarves.
Respect.
The sexiest part of a dwarf made into armor.
Yep.
And Gil pulls this helm off, and you see his beard like the tightest you've ever seen it woven. It's like one solid braid and tucked underneath the metal of his breastplate. And he just holds this helm under his arm. "So the lot of you are back, eh? Good timing."
Yes. Apparently. Jelltur's helping with evacuation. Kreg went to... I don't know where Kreg went, actually. Scratch is helping Gilly. What can I do to help here?
Well, there's a lot of heavy lifting to do. He looks you up and down. Not sure what, Don't mean to be rude or anything, but,
I will do my best to help.
Alright, maybe keep the people from freaking out. They've been teetering on the edge as the sun goes down. A lot of them only ever attack in the dark. We can't figure out why.
That's because under the cover of darkness, it's easier to surprise
Well, yeah, and the dang
the dark
elves.
Mm-hmm.
Their eyes aren't as good in the light, yeah, but they got goblins, they got bugbears, they got those fucking bug creatures.
But if the dark elves have armed their allies, so to speak, their weapons will disintegrate in the sunlight.
What?
Mm-hmm.
What are you talking about, lass?
Long story short, we found some drow weapons and things in Garen's fangs, traveled with them, they disintegrated when they hit sunlight for about 13 minutes or so. So that's why they're using the cover of darkness.
So you're telling me the sun destroys their army? Their arms and armor?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's some useful fucking information.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Now, if only we told Gilly that.
Yeah, if only we had told Gilly that. Oh well. Yeah, that's definitely something we're gonna have to spread around as much as possible. Wait, they were making them in the mountains?
Mm-hmm.
Where?
They were employing goblins to help make that, and it was under the direction of one elf wizard. It's a very long story, and there was a small dragon that breathed acid. It's...
That fucking dragon?
Yes. It's a
So,
long story.
He somehow got goblins to build a forge and made these weapons in a goblin forge.
Maybe. I mean, that,
No
that
wonder they
would be
fucking disintegrate.
that would be why they were so terrible.
Make a quick intelligence check.
Sure. I feel like I'm messing up.
You're forgetting something very important.
A non-natural 20.
They were not made in the goblin forge. There
They
was
were
a
brought
dwarven... No, there was a dwarven
Oh,
stronghold under the mountain.
Right. Thank you. They were utilizing a dwarven forge that was left.
What? There's what up there?
A dwarven forge and stronghold.
There was a lost stronghold of my people hidden a few miles away.
Yes?
Oh, we better kill these fuckers, because I'm coming back here and I'm looking in that place.
Okay.
He just kind of like pulls the helm up and slams it back down, and you just hear dark muttering from inside the helm. Which, by the way, the armor is beautiful.
Just like everything you could have possibly done to piss this guy off.
I gave him information.
Well, no, not you specifically. Like, everything in the world that could make him angry just hit him all at once.
Most of it being just information being given late.
Yeah, now. I'm finding this out now.
To be fair, this is the first they're getting back to be able to tell them.
This is true, but it's more along the lines of, how come I'm only learning about this now?
So he wanted help with calming the crowd and kind of crowd control.
Yep.
Okay.
So you can go ahead and make a charisma check, and you have your renown.
I do have my renown. Wait, what is my renown at this level? It is +1. Alright.
+1.
Just a general charisma?
General charisma, you're not really trying to persuade anyone, just kind
And
of
just calm
make
them
your
down.
presence known.
Like, we are here, we're going to help you. 14?
14. The crowd is definitely pleased you're there. It's not getting the more unsettled individuals calmer, but it's definitely keeping the crowd distracted from their imminent death.
I can even, like, take out my viol and try to, like, play a little bit, try to help. Like,
Yeah. No, that's part of what you're doing. It's just...
okay.
Yeah. And then Jelltur.
Yup.
you're up next. So you're checking the houses. You find a few people who are hiding and manage to, like, if I could find you, they'll find you. Get to the boats, kind of thing. But you pass by the Diamond Shell Inn and just a little itch in the back of your mind.
Back in my mind.
Meaning, like, you get that urge to...
Oh, from the inn, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no. I open the door and peek in.
Alright, it's pretty dark in there, but make a perception check.
Can I light my candle?
You let your candle whoosh the flood of light above 10 feet.
I increase it to 20. Increase it to the max.
So you reach down and you twist the bottom of the candle, which we remembered you could do. Yep, not just that.
Yeah.
All of us forgot shit.
Yeah, we didn't just add that in. That's totally been there the whole time.
No, not at all. To be fair, it started at 40. So the candle brightens and the entire room comes to clarity.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, me. Well, I'm not going to acknowledge this. This foreign
And
technology.
you see that there are a few chairs tipped over, and it almost seems like some kind of kerfuffle has happened here.
I would like to check the place for like any blood splatters anywhere.
Alright, roll an investigation.
16 plus 6, 22.
Alright, you do see some blood spattering, like a trail of it behind the bar, like a leading behind the bar.
That's not good. I cautiously make my way behind the bar.
Alright, you see that the door to the cellar is broken.
I activate my boots and go down.
Alright, as you go down, your light illuminates the ladder that is no longer there, shattered completely down. And at the base of the ladder, you see a pool of blood.
Is anyone there?
You see a trail of it, and as you begin to follow it, you come around the corner and you see Tilly holding her cleaver, kind of like shaking a little, her eyes like bloodshot red, staring out into darkness because she can't see your light, remember? You see Casey, like, holding Jeff's head. The rest of his body is still attached.
Okay.
She's holding his head in her lap.
Holy
as his body
shit,
is splayed
man.
out. Yeah, kind of buried the lead on that one. She's holding his head in her lap. She's holding Jeff's head in her lap as his body is splayed out on a couple of bags of potatoes, almost like he's resting. He's definitely wounded, not dead. So he's breathing raggedly, but you get the feeling he might have taken a hit at some point. And you just see Casey kind of like behind Tilly and staring at to the same point of darkness that Tilly is looking at.
How tall are the ceiling in the cellar?
It's 10 feet high.
So I can go above, I can basically fly above them.
You can, yep.
I'm going
So
to fly into where they're staring at.
Alright, so you fly into view of where they're staring, and you see the crack in the wall that Kreg had widened. And sitting in it, the long, beaked face of this creature, its eyes wide, the beak widening and closing, as its thick shell has it pinned between the wall and in the crack. Its long, hook-like appendages reaching out, scraping at the stone, trying to pull itself forward, wedged in place and unable to get closer, but blocking their only escape route. You see this horrific creature snapping and snarling and staring right at Tilly and Casey.
This has been the Reliably Chaotic podcast. Champions of Solane is an original Dungeons & Dragons adventure written by Bryan Scharf using the Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition rule set published by Wizards of the Coast. My name is Bryan Scharf, and I've been your DM. You can reach me at ReliableDM on Twitter.
My name is Nicole Summers, and I play Piper.
This is Jair, also known as JJ, and I play the character of Jelltur Jactus.
This is Matthew Reed, and I play Scratch.
This is Andrew Brown, and I play Kreg.
Theme music by Adrian Von Ziegler. All other music by Kevin MacLeod on the Incompetech website and Adrian Von Ziegler. Detailed information about music in this episode is provided in its description. Music for this episode was selected by Nicole Summers. The episode was edited by Matthew Reed with assistance from Sarah. Contact us out on Twitter at Reliably Chaotic, email us at reliablychaotic@gmail.com, or join our Discord server by following the link in our description. If you like our show and would like to support us, please consider becoming a patron by going to patreon.com/reliablychaotic or by leaving a 5-star rating and review on iTunes. It really does help a lot. Thank you for listening, and we hope to see you again in our next adventure.